Welcome everybody who has logged in to join us this evening. We've got people from right across Australia. I think I saw someone from, did I see someone from Dublin also joining us? It's great to have that chat box on the side there and everyone saying hello to each other. Welcome wherever you might find us this evening. So happy to have you here tonight. My name is Jacinta Parsons, and I'm going to be your MC for the evening for this TFN virtual live crowdfunding event. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Can you believe, if you have been here before, and I was looking at the poll to see how many people are brand new this evening, but it's actually been our 5th virtual event since April. And since then, we have raised an incredible $900,000 for 12 non-profit organisations and projects. I wonder if together we could push that to over $1 million tonight. Don't I do that? $1 million. I can't wait to see if that's possible and how exciting that will be to do that tonight. Now, we all know that not everything goes smoothly in this virtual world, but I'm going to knock on wood and thank you in advance for your patience if we have any delays or surprises. And if the video and sound isn't working perfectly right now for you, hit the refresh or log out and log back in, and hopefully that will sort it out. We need to say a huge thank you. Tonight's event has been made possible by our event partner, Accenture, and we're so happy to be partnering with you again on another fantastic event. Do you remember our last one when we were all together, snuggled up, unaware that this might be what's in our future? But here we are. So we would like to welcome Frank Chiller, who's the Director of Legal Services from Accenture, to say a couple of words of welcome.
Thanks very much, Jacinta, and it was a very different situation last time. So look, I'd like to also begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the various lands on which we join the event this evening. I'd like to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. So look, Accenture is really proud to be sponsoring tonight's event, to have the opportunity to support 3 exciting and innovative projects that we'll hear more about very soon. We're a global consultancy and professional services firm that's at the forefront of the digital world. Our purpose is to drive innovation to improve the way that Australia lives, works, plays, protects and grows. Now, one of the ways in which we measure that goal is through the positive impact we make to our people and our communities. And to that end, what we call our Skills to Succeed program partners with non-profits to leverage digital innovation to drive impact at scale and help close employment gaps. And to put that very plainly for you, to date, together with our strategic partners, we're proud to say that we surpassed a goal that we set for ourselves, which was to equip more than 3 million people globally with the skills to get a job or build a business by 2020. So despite the challenges associated with COVID, we're grateful for the contribution that our people continue to make through volunteering and giving to make a difference to not-for-profits and those in our communities who need our support. Now, tonight's event also has a strong Skills to Succeed theme for us. All the organisations here are brave social innovators who are focused on providing education, skills, training and employment opportunities for disadvantaged people in Australia, which is so admirable. So very excited to hear the pitches tonight. Very happy that we can help support financially these organisations in their missions. And we know that together our actions, big or small, can contribute to very lasting and positive change. So back to you, Jacinta, and looking forward to the evening.
Thank you, Frank. And thank you to everyone at Accenture. I reckon we need to get into it. Tonight, you'll be hearing from 3 organisations with social innovation programs that focus on providing education skills, training, or employment opportunities for disadvantaged people in Australia. These presenters will be telling you about their organisations and then asking you for your support. Each presenter will have 5 minutes to tell their story, and then they're going to answer your questions. You'll see on the screen, and you've already started using it quite well, the Ask a Question section. You can vote on the best question that has been put in there, and also you can get involved as well yourself. If you prefer to hide the chat while the presenters are speaking, click the arrow on the right of the chat box to bring it, and then to bring it back up, click on the text box at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Then after we've heard from all three presenters, we're going to facilitate live pledging through the chat room. I'm going to do my best to keep up and call out your pledges as they appear. And again, I'm going to give you more instructions when we get to that part of the program. I've organised myself a little something because that's, normally what we would maybe be doing. If you're in Melbourne like I am, I've whipped off my face mask and I've put some lipstick on, and it just feels delightful. So stick in. Tonight is going to be a wonderful night for us to find our way back to giving to some of the organisations that really need us. Let's meet our first presenter. Dress for Success empowers women to create financial independence and exists to remove barriers that prevent women from entering or re-entering the workforce. Please welcome Deputy Chair Amanda Webb to tell us more. Welcome.
Thank you. Inda moves to Australia for a new life. She arrives with a degree in chemistry, a strong work ethic, and a dream to create a brighter future for her children. A harsh reality hits Inda fast. Her limited English is a barrier to employment. Getting past a job interview is impossible. But Inda is determined. She enrolls in English classes and she practices with everyone she meets. Her relationship breaks down due to domestic violence and abuse. Inda bravely leaves her husband, only to find herself facing homelessness. No job, no financial security. She's devastated and alone. Can you imagine what that is like? But Inda, she's a fighter and she's determined to find work. Gradually, her English skills develop well enough that her teacher refers her to Dress for Success to support her in securing work. Inda turns up to her first career workshop like many of our clients do. She's nervous, her shoulders are hunched over, and her eyes are diverted to the floor. When she leaves, however, there is hope in her eyes and there's a spring in her step. She turns to us and she says, "I feel like a human again." Inda attends a few more workshops. She works with a career coach. She gets dressed and styled for her interviews, and she lands her first job. Inda completes her nursing degree whilst holding down 2 jobs and raising 3 children, and then she lands her dream job as a registered nurse. Today, she's an essential worker. To top it off, Inda recently purchased her first home, and her dream of a brighter future for her family is now her reality. At Dress for Success, our mission is to empower women to achieve financial independence. We do this by helping women in need to secure employment whilst elevating their self-esteem and confidence. We have offices across Australia. We're in Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide, Brisbane, Hobart, and in Sydney. And last year, we supported over 4,000 vulnerable women across Australia in facilitating their pathway to employment. The women we serve range in age from 16 to 75. At Dress for Success, we provide a range of free services. These include career workshops, one-on-one coaching, resume writing skills and reviewing skills, interview and work clothing, and a whole wide network of support to empower women to achieve that financial independence. In March, when COVID-19 hit, the world changed for us all. At Dress for Success, our teams across the country pivoted really swiftly, and a week later we were sending out pack and send packages of clothing, and our career workshops, our resume review service, and our coaching program were all facilitated virtually. Over the past 4 months, we've been providing our free services online. We've facilitated over 110 virtual workshops, and in excess of 60 hours of online coaching have been delivered. This has actually allowed us to reach more women who can't normally get to our physical locations. Women in regional, rural and remote Australia can now attend our workshops and join us online from the comfort of their own home. Whilst real-time virtual delivery has allowed us to increase the equity of access for some, our great desire is to offer a digital career support portal, like a one-stop online career resource centre that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Women who are caring for young children, studying, working night shifts, or who are restricted by mobility will be able to log on to the digital portal at any time that suits their schedule and life, from anywhere in Australia in any time zone. Women from Wilcannia, Warrnambool, Whyalla, Wodonga, wherever. Not only will this expand our reach geographically, a digital career portal will allow us to serve more women across Australia and significantly increase our impact. As you're no doubt aware, the COVID-19 pandemic has hit women hard and the pink collar recession is with us. Our own Dress for Success COVID-19 impact survey showed that nearly 2/3 of our clients are currently receiving no income, 72% are facing financial strain due to having hours reduced, being stood down or having lost their jobs, and 51% are just struggling to afford the weekly groceries. Economists are now predicting that the national unemployment rate will reach 9.5% by Christmas. This means that the demand for our services at Dress for Success will be greater than ever. Tonight, I'm asking for your support. Please help us with the funding of our digital career platform. We've already scoped out the project and we have a 2-phase plan. Phase 1 is the scope and design of our digital career support platform. This will include the research, user engagement, and the technical expertise to conduct that process. And it's costed about $20,000. Phase 2, that's the build, the creation, the implementation, and the national rollout for the whole platform, which is estimated at $100,000. We've already secured some great support from some wonderful organisations who have offered pro bono consultancy and expertise for the project. By getting behind us tonight and our project, you become an enabler and an activator. And please know you are directly helping vulnerable women across Australia back into the workforce and on their way to financial freedom, just like Inda. Thank you.
No, thank you very much, Amanda. What will be lovely for you is to go back through all the chat and all the support and love that you are getting this evening. And we can see a lot of Dress for Success, part of the organisation, are here with us tonight as well. So welcome to you all. Now it's time for some questions for you, Amanda. Now, down the bottom there is an ask a question box. What you can do is ask a question, or you can actually just vote for the question you think is the best one and the one that you would like asked. I'm going to ask you one, in fact.
Sure.
How do women actually find and access your services?
Yeah, that's a great question. Women get referred to us most of the time. So job actives and employment agencies will refer women to us. Places like women's shelters come to us quite often as well. Places like the Asylum Seekers Centre, Domestic Violence Services Australia. We work directly with the prison system and local police forces and high schools as well in low socioeconomic groups.
Fantastic. There's a question here that's hot. It's
Yes.
got lots of votes for it, Amanda.
Right.
This question comes from Andrea. How long will it take to get the portal up and running?
This really depends on, funding's a big thing for us, but the great thing is we've got 2 or 3 organisations that are ready to go, that are probably pushing us at a faster pace than we're ready to go because of funding. So we reckon we can have something out there and at pilot stage in about 3 months.
Wow, incredible. And one other question here that's got a lot of support in it too, it's from Sanji. Do you conduct financial literacy management training for women?
We absolutely do. And what is really cool about how our workshops happen is that we have organisations who actually volunteer to us. So we have financial services companies that volunteer their time and come in and run those programs for us. So we always get the experts in. So it's kind of a part of the corporate volunteering program.
Fantastic. One more I think we've got time for, and it's from Diana. Does the government provide any support for Dress for Success?
Does the government provide support? Not Not specifically. So what we have to do is go through a grant process. So sometimes we might apply for a state-based grant, nothing on a national level, and we might get some funding that is state-based, but through a grant process, but not specifically, no.
You have done such a wonderful job tonight. Thank you
very much.
Yes, we will be very excited to see what we can do in terms of support for Dress for Success. Now, our second organisation pitching tonight is Word Travels. Word Travels engages and empowers young people and people from marginalised and disadvantaged backgrounds to perform their written word. Here to tell us more about it is founder and creative director Miles Merrill. Good evening. Hi, Miles.
Hello. Am I on here? Okay. I would like to acknowledge that we are in Sydney, or I am in Sydney, with the land being the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. I recognize their elders past, present, and emerging. This is Aboriginal land and always will be. That was a poem called Some Sounds Cannot Be Written Down, proving that spoken word is immediate and accessible. All you need is mouth and imagination. July 2007. I'm in a youth center in Tennant Creek, middle of the Northern Territory. Okay, guys, let's put some music on and write some stories. Grab your pens, paper. Here's the title, Friday Night in Tennant Creek. What do you hear, see, smell, taste? Sir? One kid raises his hand. Going to use the toilet? Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, go ahead. 6 more hands go up. 7 of the 15 kids suddenly have to use the toilet. So we take this 10-minute break and only half the kids return. The rest are playing basketball. So I turn to the youth worker who hired me. What do I do? Those kids can't write. And I think you made them feel shame. But these guys over here, they're fine. They can do the writing workshop. It's okay. No. We want everybody to do this, so let's bring those boys back in. Hey, guys, it's a new game. It's called Superstars, all right? These guys over here, superstar footy players, basketball, acting, singing, authors, you're superstars. These guys over here, journalists. You're going to interview the superstars on TV, radio, for the paper. You're going to ask them what they did on Friday night. Write it all down. Now, it can be true. It can be fiction. Sir, can there be dragons? Yes. Dragons, yes. Now, journalists, you ask, what did you see? What did you hear? Get the story down on paper. And if they pause, you put in a comma. If they stop for a long time, a full stop. And they go for it. The stories are incredible. And I hear these boys who are being categorized as can't write, producing incredible literature. I hear I paused there, and that's where Sir said to put in a comma. And I have an epiphany. Spoken word leaps barriers of education, money, location. You see, anyone can tell a great story. So jump forward to today. Word Travels runs the International Australian Poetry Slam. And every year we hear from over 1,000 writers performing their words for about 20,000 audience members. Australian Poetry Slam has been national and growing every year since 2007. What we do is we inspire and empower people to tell their stories and be heard. Annually, we run about 50 poetry slams across regional and metro Australia. We even tour to Singapore, Indonesia, China, and now with a COVID adaptation plan, our online programs are local and even more global. Now here's our program cycle. 1, inspire. You watch a great performance. 2, encourage. Learn to perform your own writing. 3, engagement. Perform your new writing for your local community in a poetry slam. And last, empower. This is where the community chooses 2 new poets to get more workshops and mentoring. Then those 2 poets are hired to perform for large audiences and inspire the next group of writers. Now, our audience members become participants, writers, performers, and community organizers. We've planted seeds and sprouted new poetry slam communities in Bankstown, Bathurst, Melbourne, every state and territory. Now just check out Ubud Poetry Slam, Pakistan Poetry Slam, all started by people who attended a Word Travels event and participated in our programs. In June, we ran our new Mumbai Youth Slam on Google Meets. Now, August 2018, Moree, New South Wales. I'm tour managing, and we've got 3 hours before the Poetry Slam. Our facilitators run a workshop at the library, but only white kids show up. Strange. Moree has a large Kamilaroi population. So after the workshop, I walk 3 blocks down to the Indigenous Youth Center. Dozens of kids are there playing games, and I ask one of the youth workers, hey, are some of these kids coming to the slam tonight? They haven't heard about it. The library did not reach out to the local Indigenous groups at all. And the young people who need to be heard most are missed. We found a gap in our expansive reach. Word Travels needs to build relationships with First Nations organizations in those areas where we run poetry slams. And our first step, hire a First Nations engagement officer to start those conversations, develop those relationships. This will increase participation from an average 20 First Nations young people per year to 100 to 200. That is our goal, to increase that participation, because only an Indigenous young person can tell you what it's like to be Black and 16 in Moree, New South Wales. The First Nations engagement officer will start at $65,000 per year for 3 years, transitioning to a leadership role within Word Travels. This deepens Word Travels engagement throughout the year. And tonight, you help us shine a global spotlight on hundreds of Indigenous stories sitting in the wings, waiting to be heard. Thank you.
I think, no, thank you is what we need to say if I'm reflecting the enormous amount of joy that you've brought us this evening. Maria says here, what an incredible program, Miles. I haven't stopped smiling since you started. It's time for you to get some questions. Down the bottom there's ask a question. Miles, are you ready? I might kick off with one. I want to know about you. Why did you start performing your writing?
I started out actually as an actor when I was in high school, and I went out for an audition. It was the first time that I had a professional audition, and I started reading the script, and the lead, I was reading the script, and I was reading for the lead character, and the director stopped me after a couple of lines and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm reading the script," and he said, "But the lead character is not Black." And I went, "Well, sorry, it doesn't say that in the script." And he said, "It's implied. The man's name is Murphy, therefore he has to be Irish." And I went, "Well, that doesn't explain Eddie Murphy." And he said, "Well, we've got you listed as Janitor 1, Janitor 2, or the Indian guy whose name is Chief and is comatose through most of the play." And that's when I realized any, imagination and emotion and ideas that were inside of me would never come out if I waited for someone to cast me in the perfect role. And so I switched my writing to performance. I switched my focus from acting to writing, because I thought maybe actors are elaborate puppets for other people's ideas.
Beautiful. There's a couple of questions in. Jerome has asked one, and it's had a bit of support behind it. Whereabouts in Australia will the new worker be located?
Well, we're actually talking to an organization in Victoria. I think they're in Bendigo, so it's Indigi Employment. So just through putting up this funding network announcement on our Facebook page and through our mailing list, we've already had some interest from a Victorian organization. So we do want to do our due diligence, though, and have a look at a number of applications for the role. Our organization is based in New South Wales, and also a lot of the work that we'll start with will be in New South Wales.
Great. Another question here. Tell us about one of your past winners and what they have accomplished since starting with Word Travels.
Well, there's a couple. So Melanie Monongahela Williams is from Yirrkala. It's a town of about 800 people. She's one of 4,000 speakers of Yolngu. So she performed at the Darwin. Poetry Slam in September 2018, and a month later, she was on stage at Sydney Opera House. And 3 days after winning the National Poetry Slam, she got an Instagram message saying, can we publish your first manuscript? And this was from a senior editor at Penguin. So within 2 months, she had a contract with Penguin. Then we sent her to train in spoken word at the Banff Art Centre in Canada. And she continued to tour Canada. We've also, basically she has a choice now, because she can go back and work in the Dondale prison where she was a juvenile justice officer. And she can include some of her poetry teaching skills now, or she can continue to focus on being a writer, which is what she's always dreamed of being. Likewise, Solly Raphael, 12 years old, was at Coffs Harbour Library, Sudanese, Australian, and he won the National Poetry Slam. And at the age of 12, we put his video up on our Facebook page, and it ended up getting 3.9 million views. And so he's, done the Commonwealth Games, he's done a TED Talk, he's also published with Penguin. So, it basically has been catapulting lots of artists over the years into a career path.
Wonderful. So many questions are coming through. I'll give you one that you will probably find it very hard to answer very quickly. What's the best part of your job?
Well, I experienced it today, actually. I was working in a primary school, and I spent the whole day listening to the individual stories of the kids. And even that story that I told about Tennant Creek, I was like, I heard this story that went, because what'd you do on Friday night? Oh, it was boring. I went to a dance at the youth center. My granddad picked me up about 9 o'clock, and I was sitting in the back of the ute, and I spotted a roo, and I banged on the roof to let my granddad know to stop, and I shot it, got it in the head first go, and then I went over and I clubbed it in the head with the butt of my rifle because I didn't want to waste a bullet. And then my granddad came over, and you gut it, and you dig a hole in the ground, and you build a fire, and you put rocks on top of the fire, and then you bury it, and you create a camp oven. And I'm sitting there going, wow, write that down. Nobody in New York has ever heard about, shooting a roo and, with your 22 and jumping off the back of your ute and all that sort of stuff. And what's weird is me as an African-American person, they're always going, so could you rap? Could you do like something Snoop Dogg? And I'm like, no, tell me. The same kid who's telling me about his granddad and hunting the roo is writing, shot my homies up. They was only hanging with me for the bling bling. Now I got to sing. And I was like, no, dude, talk about your life. Tell us what you've experienced. That's what we want to know.
Miles, what a pleasure. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy the evening, and make sure you read those comments, because there's been so much love pouring out for the work that you do and that incredible vocal performance that you did at the start of your presentation this evening. We're already up to our third organisation tonight, Work Restart. Works inside the prison system to help train, educate, build resilience and create hope with incarcerated people, empowering them for a positive future. Please welcome Helen Black, Managing Director, to tell us about the project Restitch. Hi.
Hi. I wonder if you realise that Australia spends $4.1 billion a year per year on incarceration. Yet with all of that, 46% of people will reoffend and go back into prison after release. This gritty, challenging and complex problem is something that Work Restart addresses. We know that we must disrupt the system if we're going to see real change. We have to think innovatively, and we have to employ fearless compassion for people who've often fallen through the cracks, people like Tom. At age 8, Tom is inside the wardrobe. He's been locked inside by his stepdad for the last 2 days. It stinks of urine and it's dark, but it's better than the alternative, his stepfather's belt. At age 12, Tom feels the safest place for him to be is on the street. He connects with a group of people that he starts to call family, drug users and drug pushers, and he finds comfort in the needle. At age 15, Tom loses his best friend to a drug overdose in his arms. At 16, he's had his first child, and by the age of 23, he's had 4. But Tom is a really good dad. He cares deeply for his kids. He's determined not to be like the men that were in his life as he was growing up. And he wants to care for them. The only way he knows how to provide for them is drugs. At age 24, Tom is arrested and sentenced to 7 years incarceration for dealing drugs. Tom has been wrecked by the needle. His family has been wrecked by the needle. Many young lives have been wrecked by the needle. What we would like to do is reframe what that needle means to the 53% of people that are incarcerated for drug or drug-related crimes. So how are we going to do this? Well, Project Restitch is our newest initiative. We're going to create a hub of social enterprise change inside a prison. We are going to work with partners like Trademark, who make these really wonderful, funky shirts, like these ones just here. And we're going to create a sewing industrial machinist training hub, which is going to do 2 things for participants. Firstly, we're going to give them technical skills. So we're going to train people on industrial sewing. They are going to have real-world work experience, a qualification, and also a reference, something they may never have had before in their life. We'll also teach financial literacy and computer skills. But secondly, and more importantly, we'll have a pathway for the future. We use self-determination theory in the work that we do that looks at autonomy, belonging, and competency. And we wrap that in a positive role model environment that mentors people to be empowered with resilience, self-knowledge, teamwork, conflict management, and personal leadership. Now, this 2-step process is something that gives participants, with our help, the best chance of achieving meaningful employment when they're released, which we know is a lead indicator that stops reoffending. Work Restart has a proven track record in being innovative inside the prison system. We've developed Australia's first digital studio, working with graphic design and CAD and coding, and also the Prisoner Entrepreneurial Program. Now, you may be thinking, Helen, Project Restitch doesn't sound as groovy as these other programs, but we actually think it is. We're creating a hub of social change inside a prison. We're not only creating a place where we help social enterprises achieve their mission on the outside, we are creating the chance for people to empower themselves to change their life on the inside. We know that getting impact here is going to be tough, but we are not afraid of the tough cases. We strongly believe that people need to be accountable for their actions, but their future does not have to be only defined by the mistakes of their past. We also know that people can contribute positively to their communities if given a real second chance, or in Tom's case, even just a first chance. With your help tonight, we will change that needle into something that mends lives, not destroys them. We've run a small test project and now we're ready to launch Project Restitch. We need $85,000 to do that for equipment, resources, and people and trainers. But even just $2,500 will give us a sewing machine that will mend and restart 9 lives. $20,000 will be able to do this with 36 lives. And what's really important is that with the partnership of our social enterprise clients, we'll be able to make this program self-sustaining in 6 to 8 months. We will reduce recidivism and reoffending by over half, which is world's best practice for a large-scale program inside a prison. And we'll create a model that can be duplicated across other prisons as well. With fearless empathy, Project Restitch can mend lives. Yes, this is a gritty, challenging problem. We know that we achieve impact with the other work that we do to restart lives and create safer communities. Please lean in with us tonight and be part of the solution as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And I do think it sounded groovy right from the top. Thank you so much for that presentation. Again, you need to read the comments. Lots of people are excited about the work that you're doing. If you've got a question, pop it in the question box down below. I just want to ask you straight up, why did you decide on industrial sewing?
That's actually a really good question. It seems to be a little bit counterintuitive to have some big guys working with sewing machines, but there's two main reasons. Firstly, for one, there's absolute job opportunities available. So we know that there's employment pathways immediately in our area. And secondly, those employment pathways are in the industrial sewing that is more hardcore, and it actually needs men to be able to do, especially in the environmental regenerative area as well. But secondly, our ability to help somebody empower themselves to change their life comes with those conversations that you have on a day-to-day basis. We're on the ground every day, Monday to Friday, from 8 through to 4:30 with the guys that we work with. This isn't something that just comes in and out. So we develop the connections. We see how we can help them empower themselves. And that happens through conversations. It happens through somebody picking up a piece of machinery and actually going, I can see something from the start to the end. You may be wondering the sort of people that we actually work with. This particular program is set up for people that have generally not had more than grade 8 or grade 9 at school, have often been severely disadvantaged through either poverty or child abuse, and generally have so little to hold on to that they are at high risk of reoffending or are already repeat offenders. So being able to achieve something that is measurable is life-changing, provides hope, provides encouragement that they can learn and progress. And what we find is they may not stay in that area, but we'll help them move to where they actually really resonate from a career perspective. So yeah, does that hopefully answer that?
And more. It was a beautifully full answer. Thank you so much. There's quite a few questions and a lot of enthusiasm around them. Julie has asked you, how are they supported as they move out of prison?
How they're supported? Yeah, so what we're actually looking at doing is starting the Second Chance Partners program. So we work with industries that are connected with the work we do inside and specifically have job pathways for them. So if we can have them working with Trademark Workwear, Trademark already have jobs available for them that they can transition to. And we work with them to navigate that first really difficult 3 months as part of this program, because that's the hardest when people actually get out. So being able to have a support structure around them, make sure that they can achieve those employment outcomes is really important to us.
And a question here from Anna is this program scalable to other prisons around the country?
Absolutely. That's the whole idea of what we do. So with the digital studio, we're already in 2 prisons and we would like to expand to every single one in Australia. This same program is looking at going to every single one in Australia. We have impact in terms of reoffending rates in our programs. They're around 15%, which is a significant reduction from the 46% that is the rest of Australia. So we know we can create impact. Being able to duplicate it is important. Being self-sustaining is also really important. We need a little bit of funding to help kickstart programs that we do, but part of our whole process is looking at how do we create something that can be ongoing and isn't at the mercy of the whims of funding, etc. So we absolutely want to be in other prisons. Yep.
Helen, brilliant, and thank you so much for your presentation this evening and your work that you do.
No problem.
Wow. how much fun is this? Even just that alone, what a joyful thing we get to do is sit in the comfort of wherever we are this evening and enjoy the fruits of such incredible work that is being done in our name, I suppose. They are amazing people making real impact in the community. All right, this is the fun bit. Let's see if we can work together to raise some much needed donations to support their efforts. Here's how the pledging is going to work. We're going to invite an advocate for each program up to the screen to kick off the pledging. Then we're going to open it up to everyone watching. So sit tight for another minute or so. I can tell you some of you are itching to pledge. Of course you are. I can feel it. I can feel that $1 million, getting around. If you would like to make a pledge, what you need to do when we get to it is enter your name and the amount that you want to pledge in the chat box that you've been using so well. Don't worry if I miss it. Please forgive me, but we'll definitely go back through the chat box and we'll make sure that everyone's pledge is counted. There are lots of eyes on all of it, so we will definitely capture it if I haven't seen it. But I'm getting better at this now that this is, quite number 5 or something. So it's really something I've built a little bit of skill around. We're going to go through each program in the same order that they presented. So please save your pledge until we are collecting for that program. And when we're done, we're going to do a quick second round in case anyone wants to make any final pledges. All the pledges are tax deductible. Pledges start from just $100. There's no upper limit, so don't be shy. But if you are shy, and we're prepared to give privately, you can make your own donation online after the event. If you're having any tech issues, you can also text your pledge to the number that's posted in the chat box in the chat room there. There is something very joyful about pledging together. So, it's a lovely thing if you feel confident to do. Let's get in and enjoy it together this evening. A huge thank you again to our event partner, Accenture, who generously contributed $30,000 to tonight's matched funding pool. So the first $10,000 pledged to each organisation will be matched. And that means you'll see your donations doubled on the screen. All right, let's begin. Let's start with Dress for Success and their advocate, Andrew Brennan. There he is. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, Jacinta. I'm Andrew Breton. I'm a career coach, a counsellor, and a volunteer with Dress for Success in Sydney, where for the last 10 years I've facilitated both face-to-face and more recently Zoom workshops on how to create a targeted resume, how to apply for roles, as well as how to interview effectively. And I'm also an advocate for this funding initiative. A little bit of background. In early July, I facilitated a virtual resume writing workshop for 15 women aged 50 years or older. One of the participants, let's call her Judy, was both cynical and despondent, having applied for numerous roles without success. She asked hard and challenging questions. Judy sent me a message last week. She was super excited because she had secured an interview for an ideal job. She was also very, very grateful. She said not only is her resume in better shape, but she also feels more confident and prepared for the interview. And this is why having a digital career portal is so important. It will expand significantly the support that Dress for Success provides women around Australia and will also enable equity of access to recorded webinars, best practice examples of job search support materials, including resumes, as well as an administrative tool for women to book onto workshops or make an appointment with a job search coach. So I'm going to start the pledging with $500 myself, and the Dress for Success board has also agreed to match me. So that's $1,000 to start. So please, over to all of you to support this wonderful and worthy initiative. Thank you.
No, thank you, Andrew. And Amanda says here, Andrew is a long-term volley and support for Dress for Success. He's been a superstar with delivering our Zoom workshops over the past 4 months. Thank you, Andrew. It's a beautiful way to start, but let's get going. If you would like to pledge for Dress for Success, pop it in the chat box there, and we will, as a community, virtually, but there's a strange feeling of connection when we do this, that we aren't actually all far away. Catherine Bishop, good on you for kicking it off. $100 pledge there. Thank you very much for that. Mim is excited and says $500 and so excited. Claire Lombardi, $100. Thank you. Denise Cheng says, I'd love to pledge $200. Thank you, Denise. Colleen McKinnon for $100. Marie O'Brien pledge $300 for DFS. Thank you. Andy Pert, thank you for that $500. And Robin Ayres says, great work, DFS, $100. Emily Sauter at Accenture says $100 as well with a little smiley face. And Sally Grimsley Ballard says, thank you, Amanda and Andrew and everyone involved. Such important work and would love to pledge $100. Thank you very much. Caroline, $100 from you. Sanji, good evening. $1,000. Thank you very much. Stephanie, $100 and greatly appreciated. We've also got, I'm just getting back here for some reason, it's moved. Billy Gorman, $100. Vicky Forbes, $100. Claire Murphy, thank you, $500. Diane Corman is an Accenture friend and $100 there for you. Thank you very much. Claire McCaffrey is from Accenture as well, $100. Trent McGee, $200. Thank you, Trent. Emily Carr, $100. Thank you very much. Philip says $500, please. And we say thank you, Philip. $100 for me and $50 for the husband. Thank you, Melba. That's really wonderful. Maria, $200 for DFS and some love hearts there as well. Greatly appreciated. Nicole Glasgow, thanks, Nicole, $100. Penny Wynn, $1,500. Thank you, Penny, very much. And Trinity from Accenture says, I personally pledge $100 for our Accenture volunteers who run career support workshops. Brilliant. Sarah Edwards from Accenture, $100. Rebecca McGrath, $200 and saying great work. Diana Ryle, thank you, Diana, $300. And Julie, if you're from Accenture, don't forget to mention that in the comments box. And of course, you've been doing a pretty good job of that. I have to move my little thing back there. Accenture will donate another $1,000 if 10 people who walked their dog today want to donate $100. So let's get on to that. Drew Von Dren is $500. Thank you. Amanda Irving, $250 for Dress for Success. Gogularaman is $100 from Accenture. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. They're also Gayatri, $100 Accenture. Incredible work. Thank you, says Emily, $150. Thank you, Emily Cormack. Accenture, previous pledge of $100 for Billy Gorman. Accenture, I walked my dog and donated $100. Thank you, Catherine Bishop, Heather and Bill Webster. Is it $2,000? Great work. Julie Stocker, $100. Kathleen O'Brien from Accenture, $100. Great idea. Margaret Petroska, $100. Thank you, Margaret. Chantal, $100. Nadia, $300. Thank you, Nadia. This is so much fun. We're already at $22,650. Dress for Success are amazing with a love heart from Cecilia. Love the work you do, $100. Francine, $100. Accenture, $100 on behalf of my colleague, Justin Grayling. Thank you very much, Emily. Emma Harrison says $100 for my dog, Roxy. Interesting. $200 from Accenture alumni, Natalie Mina. $100 from me, says, and that's Accenture as well, from M. Also, we've got Julie saying $100 if I get a match from someone who agrees their wardrobe also needs a spring clean from Dress for Success. That's very good, Julie. Mim Bartlett says $100 walking Juno, our crazy dog, to match the Accenture pledge. Carolina, $100 from me and $100 from my partner, Alex Argy. Thank you very much. Jerome, hello, Jerome. He just says Jenny Brigg. Hi, Jenny Brigg. Rebecca McGrath, $100 for Jessie, Jess the dog. And Lynn Holt, hello, Lynn, $100 from my dog Tia, who was walked this morning, good work. $100 from Briar, thank you, Briar. Heather and Bill, wow, says Julie. Go, Natalie, we love our Accenture alumni. Amanda Irving said, I walked my dog today and pledged earlier. Good on you, Amanda, good to say it out loud. Nina said, love Dress for Success. Andrew Marshall is from Accenture and $200. Diana says, I walk my dog and have already pledged. Tilly is crazy. This is a place for us to share and express some feelings. Vicky Hartley, I've pledged as part of the board donation, but I'd like to add another $100 from my family. Thank you, Vicky Hartley, very much. Saji says, such an important service with the rise of domestic violence during COVID. Well done. And we have the Accenture 10. So thank you for your $1,000 match. I couldn't keep up with that. We're at $25,250, just like that. It's incredible. So a wonderful contribution thus far. Is anyone wondering if they would maybe like to donate more? It just happened so quickly. We're very, very efficient. Paula Kensington says, $100 from me. Thank you, Paula. I wish our photos of everyone was larger so I could see you all, but it's great to have you in the chat box. And it does feel like such a wonderful community, doesn't it, when we're all here together, alone but together, I think is the sentiment. Mim says, thank you, Julie, for matching pledge. My wardrobe always needs a spring clean, so I'll throw in another $100. Thank you, Mim. Cynthia Nadai says $500. Thank you very much, Cynthia. I don't know if your wardrobe needs a spring clean. Or Lauren Davies has said Accenture $100 as well. Thank you very much, Lauren. We have already reached the staggering heights of $26,050 this evening for Dress for Success. Wondering if Nanya has said $100 for me too. And Julie is very happy that Mim would also like to clean out her own wardrobe. The things that we share are quite surprising sometimes, aren't they, during these special times. Susie has said, always need a spring clean too, $100. And Mim says, thank you, Julie, not a problem. I look forward to cleaning my wardrobe out in the spirit of Dress for Success. $26,250 this evening already, which is a wonderfully staggering amount for us. And congratulations on already getting to that amount. Very, very, very good. Any more donations at this point for Dress for Success? We will come back around again for a second round, but you're very efficient. Well done. Congratulations. That is wonderful. Julie and Mim, I feel like I might need to live forever in my COVID wardrobe and my work clothes will be redundant. So just to add on to that previous one, Carolyn, hello, Carolyn, has said $100 to her as well. Well done, everybody. What a wonderful beginning to the evening and a really exciting start. I'm feeling good. This is feeling very good. All right, we're going to move now on to our second organisation. We're going to move to Word Travels and their advocate, Eloise Schneerer. She's joining us this evening to be the advocate for Word Travels.
Hi, I'm Eloise Schneerer, founding chair of Word Travels, a long-serving board member and a continuing donor and supporter. I'm joining you from Cadigal Wongal country in Sydney, and I pay my respects to the owners of the land and to elders past and present. Wani Lafrere, Melanie Monongahela Williams, Solly Raphael, Omar Musa. These are just some of the poets who've won Word Travels Australian Poetry Slam. And some, like Williams and Musa, have already found their way into the English literature curricula at Australian universities. They're our new generation of poets, and they reflect the diversity of our society. Australia needs small arts organisations like Word Travels. We're an essential foundational part of our literature and performing arts ecosystem. Through Word Travels programs, exciting new poets are discovered and they're supported to develop professional careers. But we must do more to include First Nations people in our work and to elevate the careers of First Nations poets. To do this, we need a First Nations engagement officer, and we're asking for your support to make that happen. I'd like to kick off the pledges tonight with $1,000 on behalf of myself and the Word Travels Board, and to thank you all in advance for your generosity.
Thank you, Eloise. And look what I have. Solly's new book. It's called Spotlight. How exciting. All right, let's get going. This is a really wonderful organisation that I know you're very excited about. Andrew Peatling, Accenture, $100 for Miles from Word Travels. Love the story, the poem and the vision. And LJ Rock says yes to greater visibility for our First Nations people. Wonderful to kick it off. We're already starting to move, and it would be great to keep that movement. Frank Chiller says, loved Miles' pitch, $100 Accenture. $50 from Isabella Fan, Accenture, amazing program. And Accenture recognises Indigenous Australians' tens of thousands of years of oral history. Word Travels is an amazing initiative, and we would love to pledge you $1,000 or $1,500 with matching for this amazing work, helping bring people closer to equity in learning. That's from Alison Curry Cox at Accenture. So yes, thank you very much. Marie O'Brien says $300 for Word Travels. Love it. We need the First Nation words to travel to all of us. Melba, $100 Accenture. Nanya has also said $100 for Word Travels. And LJ has said $100 from me. Anyone else who loves the power of language able to match my pledge? Billy says $100 from Accenture. That is also Avinash, $100 Accenture. Claire McCaffrey, $100 Accenture. Diane, gosh, what happened to me then? Says, wonderful pitch, $150. Alex, $100 Accenture. Keep up the great work. Nathalie, $100 Accenture. Love it. Thanks so much for sharing your great work as well. Rebecca McGrath, $500. Such great creative work. We've also got $1,000 from Drew from Accenture alumni. Philip, $100 from Mercedes. Thank you very much, Philip. Also, it's moving quickly. Stephanie, $100. What a storyteller! Exclamation mark. Nicole Glasgow, wonderful program and fabulous pitch, $100. Catherine, $75 for Accenture. Lydia Pretty, $100 Accenture. Kathleen O'Brien, fantastic program, $100 as well. Thank you so much. Emily, $100. Stories are so important. Good luck. Julie Long, $200 from me. Love to support this. Caroline is said, okay, LJ, as a former editor, what are you? We need more of that story. $100. Penny Wynn, $500. Great pitch, says Penny. If you need to, you can text through. Get your pen, 0406 335 348 if you're finding it hard to get onto the chat box. Vicky has said $100 and keep up the great work to Word Travels. Robin is, our small arts organisations need as much love and support as they can get. Word Travels rocks, $100. Very good. Janice says $100. Thank you very much, Janice. Accenture there. Maria, $100 from Calma Corp's global team. What joy you are bringing the world. I love your use of emojis, Maria. You have got a very good handle on them. Alicia says $100 from me. I walked my dog. That was a past conversation, but I'm very happy to know that Parker Brown got a walk today, and he says hi. Hi, Parker Brown. Has he responded, Alicia? Also, a big thank you to LJ. Scott Green, $100. Accenture. Colleen McKinnon, love to hear more Indigenous stories, $100. Callie Douglas says we totally need Indigenous voices to be strong and heard. And Callie has said $200 from me. We're currently up to just shy of $15,000. M. Gormers, A Family Life, has said $100. Alicia Bordali has said that Parker Brown has barked back at us, which is good to know. I am your conduit for dog conversations. Belinda Morrissey has said so important to raise the Indigenous voice, $100 from me. In the chat box is where you need to go to put your pledge for this wonderful organisation and Word Travels. As I said, look at that. Boy, does it ever, to my house. I have this book. Eloise, hi Eloise, who we just heard from. $200 from my partner Cornell Aussies, who also loves Word Travels work. That's very good. Nadia says, great work, $200. Accenture, Lee, I can't see your surname, Lee. $500 for Accenture, great cause. Gayatri, Accenture, $100. Amanda Webb, how lovely are you, Amanda Webb? $100 from me. Love the work that Miles and the Word Travels team are doing. Isn't that lovely? Together, working and raising money for each other. Trinity from Accenture as well says $100. Thanks to Word Travels for your work. Love it. We're doing very well with Word Travels this evening. $17,550, which is already an incredible amount to raise on a Tuesday evening, wherever we might find you around this lovely country or world. Dublin, I do believe, was as far as we got. Any more pledges at this point? Julie McDonald has said $100 for my stepmom Di's birthday next week. I'm a poet and I know it. Did I read that out wrong, Julie? Not sure. Diana has said $150. Love the way Miles is bringing stories to those not often heard. And Heather and Bill Webster, I do believe, $2,000. Incredible. Just a nice little there. Thank you, Heather and Bill. You're amazing, says Kelly Douglas. And that is absolutely true. I hope you are having a lovely evening as we are raising incredible money for these organisations. $21,025 so far. Keith Williams has kicked that up a little bit and he's gone to $200. Keep going, Word Travels, from Keith and Bryony as well. I don't know. We often get to these moments of figures and numbers and it's uncomfortable potentially. 21,225. But Cynthia is making it feel very good with a contribution of $1,000 for such important work. Writing New South Wales just lost $175,000 of New South Wales government funding. Heartbreaking. Trinity at Accenture says Jordan, TFN board and Accenture managing director will donate $300 if there is more poems and stories. Let's do it. I'll read you one from an amazing organisation from the Camler family. Hello, $500. Thank you very much. Pearl Lee, $50 from each of my two boys. So that makes $100. Thank you, Pearl Lee, and thank you to your children. Yes, children, lovely. We are doing very well. $23,125 for Word Travels this evening thus far. Of course, we will come back again for a second pass to see what might happen. Sarah Edwards says, Jordan, you bigged up TFN, cut your hair, and we'll donate again. I love it. Andy Pert says, loved Miles. I'll match Mim with $100. Mim Bartlett says, $100 from me to match Andy. You legend. Beautiful. It's all happening in the chat box. This is where we exist in our virtual but feels very real kind of world here for TFN this evening. Great to have your company. I wonder how that's going for you. I'm still sipping away at $23,325. An incredible effort thus far for Word Travels. And we know that there might be a little bit more in there for us to give when we come back through for the second time. Congratulations, everybody. Julie says, I've got donated $100 if Jordan lets his wife cut his hair before our board meeting next week. If I could be invited to that, I'd be very happy. Or photos. Photos is all we need. And Jordan can't chat for some reason, but wait for reply. Well, I think Jordan has said yes. He will accept that, Julie. No problem. I will speak on Jordan's behalf. Excellent. All right, great work. Now let's see how we can support Work Restart. Let's invite their advocate, Scott Devine, into our virtual lives to let us know how he would like to kick off proceedings for their funding. I do love these moments where we just wait for Scott. Scott's coming. Scott's just brushing his hair and getting ready to do what Scott needs to do, which will be tell us why he feels so strongly. There he is. Hi, Scott.
There you guys. My name's Scott Devine. I'm here to throw my support behind Work Restart, as I had the fortunate experience of dealing with them when I was incarcerated. I was placed in prison because I've made quite a few wrong decisions. I'm not here to try and tell you that prisons are full of good people, because the fact is they're not. What I can tell you is that the work that Work Restart is doing inside of prison is by far the biggest hope at rehabilitation that these prisoners have and a restart at life from the outside. Whilst I was in prison, I was given the opportunity to attend what they call the business entrepreneurial course. At the time, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But out of sheer desperation to get outside of that box I found myself living in day after day, I was more than happy to join. I believe the course gave me motivation in prison, something to strive for, and a way to start a new life. In the past 12 months since I've been released, I completed my Cert 3 in aviation, my remote pilot's license, and I've just started my Cert 3 in business. I've also developed and sold quite a large website to quite a big company. All these skills and ideas have stemmed from the motivation and ideas that Work Restart has helped me develop and grow. Please support Work Restart to not just help incarcerated people, but also to help the community who get the benefit from the reformed prisoner afterwards. I'd like to kickstart the pledging by putting in $300. Please help create the opportunity for Work Restart to create second chances for prisoners like myself. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Scott. Heaps of love for you coming through the chat box, everybody. We've kicked off beautifully. $600 already raised for Work Restart. And so much, everybody saying thank you so much to Scott for that there. What an amazing story. You should be so proud of yourself. Courage like no other. Thank you so much. And Mim has kicked us off with some capitals as well, Mim. We love it. Thank you so much for sharing your story. You're an inspiration. Helen, you're an absolute superstar. Love your work. I'd like to pledge $500. Thank you, Mim. Belinda says, well done, Scott. Scott Green, $100, Accenture. Trinity says, thanks, Scott. Everyone's very happy and very, very complimentary to your work. I hope you can hear us wherever you are, Scott. Congratulations. In honor of Scott and his achievements, I'll pledge $100. Thank you, Emily. Wonderful to see you. Diane Coleman, thank you for sharing, Scott, $150. LJ Locke, $100 from me too. Thank you, Scott. Claire McCaffrey, $100 from me. Katrina at Accenture, $100. Such a wonderful program, says Kathleen O'Brien, $300 Accenture. Caroline says $100. Thanks for sharing your story. Andrew Manduka, $100 Accenture. Lyndall Montague, heartbreaking and inspiring, $200. Fantastic. Claire Lombardi has said $100. Excellent program and presenters. Absolutely. $100. Here's to an incredible program. Philip says $500, please, from me. Samantha says $100 from me. Accenture, Nathalie, $100, and thank you for sharing. Rebecca McGrath says $200. Keep going. And Scott Devine, thank you very much for your support. Thank you, Scott. I'm very happy to see that you're there. Nitty says $200, great program. Penny Wynn, $500, a fantastic program. Gayatri has said $100. Thank you very much. Diana Ryle says $150. Scott making great decisions. Emily Accenture, $100 for my colleague Justin Grayling. Amanda Webb, thank you, Amanda. $100 from me, Helen, Scott, and Work Restart. Helen, you are such a wonderful leader and so visionary with your program. Scott, brave and real. All the very best to you. Wendy Brown says $100. Hope it helps people like Scott. Absolutely. Naya says, love the program, $300. Ricky, this has been inspiring to hear the great work taking place in all the corners of our community. Ricky, I could not agree with you more. I always feel very lucky to be witnessing what we get to during these programs. Raphael, $100 to support young inmates and encourage them on their way to freedom. Belinda says, this is often forgotten individuals in our community. Such an important program. $150 from me. Thank you, Belinda. MU, $100. Accenture is where you are from. Grateful for TFM. And Jacinta, thanks, Frank Chiller. Accenture will pledge $1,000 if 10 others join me in sharing the gratitude. That's a lovely way to go, Frank Chiller, this evening. Rob says an unfortunate mistake can end up in prison. Important work by Workstart, $100. Wonderful. Julie, $100. If I can get, I'm just getting that again, a match from other people who can't sew a button. I think that could be a few of us. Marie says, thank you, Scott. Industrial sewing to pilot. The sky is truly the limit for this program. $200 from me. Winsome, thank you, Scott. $300. Trevor Lee, $500. I love the concept. Accenture from Lee, a 500, sharing the gratitude. Good on you, Lee. Thank you. Kathleen O'Brien, so grateful to hear about those programs and being able to help. Melba, $100 Accenture for Frank's pledge. $100 from Merowyn as well. Thank you. Julie Long, $100 for the Accenture pledge to match. I know someone's counting this. This one as well, Bronwyn. I have been inside a prison with Helen and seen her in action. She is so amazing, $150. Catherine says $100 from me and from Accenture. Thank you, Catherine. Sean, the Camler family, $300, such important work. That's wonderful. And another 100 from I Can't Sew a Button. That's from Julie Long. Great to get it off the chest. Put a bit of money in and you feel much better about it all. Maria says $100. What a phenomenal initiative. Turning lives around takes a committed community. Thank you, Helen, Scott, and the team. This one as well, Trinity, 100 if it is matched by 5 people in Melbourne who tried to sew a face mask recently. I had to outsource mine. Mine's just over there. Billy Gorman says, brilliant program, $100 Accenture. Margaret Petrovska says $100. Trinity, match mine. I tried to make a few masks. Sorry, that's from Catherine Bishop who's done that. It's hard. It's hard. Christine says, made 3 masks for, we don't know the rest of the sentence. So $100 for us, says Christine. Thank you very much. Drew, my tradie son loves those shirts. So inspiring. $1,000. Thank you, Drew. Very good. And Marie has said, I can't sew a button. $100 from me. Proxy for Jordan Griffiths, $300. Everyone deserves a second chance. Emma Harrison says $100. Gratitude to all the team. Pearl Lee, this is on behalf of my friend's son Matthew, who is incarcerated. Important to have these opportunities. $100. $200 from Emily on behalf of my 4 sons, because everyone deserves hope. We are doing very well this evening. We have reached $21,000 so far. Caroline has said, Carolyn, sorry, not sure if we need to continue matching the gratitude, but I'm grateful to Helen for being an amazing leader. That's $100. When $100 from each of Susie and Wen, if 2 other people who have learnt from a bad choice donate. And I think that have to be nearly everybody here this evening. That's $100. Thank you, Wen. Julie is $100 in solidarity with our friends in Melbourne in lockdown. Everyone around the country who feels lucky they aren't should join me. Indeed, I'm here right now in lockdown, so I can tell you we are having a time of it. Keith Williams, $100 for a great program. Thank you, Keith. Aileen, everyone deserves a life chance. That's $100. And Sue Lane, an incredible contribution, inspiring program. Thank you, Sue, for that contribution of $5,000 for Work Restart. That's taken us to $26,600. I'm not sure if anyone was counting whether we matched all of those pledges. Someone I'm sure has got their eye on it, but I do feel like we got very close. So hopefully we met them all. Lois, has pledged this evening as well. I'm just getting back on my screen. $100. Prisoners Aid New South Wales. Can't wait till you're in our New South Wales prisons. Love your work, Helen. And great gratitude there for Sue coming through this evening. $26,700 is what we have raised thus far for Work Restart on a lazy Tuesday afternoon. And if you are in Melbourne, you are stuck at home. It's almost our curfew. We have a curfew at 8 o'clock here in Melbourne, which means we can't go out and get ice cream or do anything of the sort. Susie, fabulous and inspiring program, $100. Thank you, Susie. Rob Irving, $100 in honour of Scott and people I know who have been there. Tahir, $100, amazing program. And Cynthia, thank you, Cynthia Nadai, $1,000 and says such an important work. Heather and Bill Webster, wow, great initiative, $2,000. We're up to $30,000. A huge amount of gratitude for those very generous donations. But of course, every donation is generous and greatly appreciated, no matter how much big or small that you give. This is what's part of what is incredibly powerful and joyful to be a part of, is this community of contribution. Julie says, incredible, so generous, $30,000 raised for Work Restart. We will be coming back again. If you're just wondering if there's, $20,000 on the side of the couch that you find, we mention that every time. Anton Gowdry has said, $1,000 in memory of my auntie Cecily, a nun. She often wrote letters of support to prisoners. Anton, that's a beautiful contribution. Thank you so much for that this evening. And Ella says, just incredible. Well done. It is incredible. It's incredible what we can do when we have been told that we can no longer be together physically and that we have to be apart, that we have still been able to work together in this way and make sure that organisations that we are dealing with this evening are still receiving the support that they so desperately need. A big thank you. And I've just got a little thing from Adrienne, $50. Thank you very much for that. Janine has said, brilliant initiative, $200, congratulations. And $100, says Beverly, in honour of our friends in prison, or our friend in prison who wears crazy loudest shirts wherever he goes. Beverly Brock, thank you very much for that. Amanda Webb says, so fabulous, Helen, as well. $31,350 has been raised this evening for Work Start. An incredible first round effort, I do believe, and huge gratitude for what we have been able to do. Now we get to sort of go back and have a little look at what we have done. We're on to our second round of pledging. We've got up to $81,025. Look, that is unbelievably incredible. But wouldn't it be amazing if we just tipped it a little bit higher and were able to reach in and see if we can find a little bit more for each of these organisations. A huge amount of gratitude for all the contributions thus far. What we will do is find our way back to the start again and see if you would like to contribute to each of the organisations. We'll go back through them. Just to remind you, we're going to go right now to Dress for Success, which was a wonderful program that we have. I'm just making sure. Francine, we're going to go now to Dress for Success and raise some, see what we've got for our second round. Going through there again. $26,350. I'm just waiting for the beautiful graphics to do what they have been doing. It's very technical and quite amazing, I have to say. Kristen Lark from said $100 from the funding network. And Julie's reminded us we only need $20,000 to get to the $1 million as well. Ange has said $100 Dress for Success from Angelina and Imogen. So we are currently doing Just for Success. Amanda Webb, thanks, Ange. And Imogen says, I'm using voices. I'm sure that's how Amanda would sound if she was saying thank you. LJ Locke says, I'll do $100 if someone else who no longer fits into their work wardrobe will match. That could be a few of us, LJ, that is for sure. The Kamler family, $500, Dress for Success, just awesome. Thank you very much for your incredible contributions throughout the entire evening. We've reached 27,150. Joe has said, your pitch made me cry. Thank you, $100 from me. Claudia has said $100 Dress for Success from the Canone family. Thank you very much to that whole family. Julie says, I haven't worn a button-up pants for 5 months. See, this is where we get very personal, and I love it. Proxy from Jordan G, who can't chat, $300 for Just for Success. Thank you, Trinity, for being the voice. Frank Schiller says, DFS, a great cause, $100, etc. Philip says, another 50 from all attendees, and we reach the magic number. Philip, I like the way you're doing maths. Philip has stepped over the top of that and says $100 there. Thank you very much, Philip. Beverly Brock, $100. This project is going to positively impact the lives of so many Australian families. Julie Long, Accenture, $100 from me, and I haven't worn workwear for 5 months. Julie, I'm proud of you. I think that's a beautiful way to go. Love the concept, says Nadia. Thank you, Nadia, $200. And from someone else called Jacinta, you are wonderful. Jacinta, $100, Dress for Success from Jacinta and Charles McNina. Thank you very much for that this evening. I got a shock when I saw my name. Wonderful. We've reached 28,450. It's an incredible number. But Marie would like to make that a little bit more and has pledged $100 on behalf of my mum. How different our lives would have been if she had access to DFS a lifetime ago. Maria, that's a beautiful thought. Bell Family Fund, $2,000. Such a fantastic organisation. Beautiful use of emoji there as well. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I put on mascara yesterday for the first time in 5 months, so $50. Thank you very much, Carolyn. Cynthia has said $500 DFS, such important work. And Julie is just thanking Christine and Peter. Thank you so much. We've reached a lovely amount of money for Dress for Success this evening, $31,100. It is the final time. We won't be going back through. So if you've got a little bit that you would like to contribute, we would be very grateful for it. Alex says $50. Oh, we'll get to that one in a minute, Alex. That was for Word Travels. But thank you, Alex, very much. And DFS changed my life. Thank you, Julie. That is a lovely sentiment to share this evening. Amanda says thank you to the Bell family. Diana Gray has said $2,000. Hi, Diana, from the 5 Point Foundation. Great work. Incredible. So $2,000 from Diana Gray there, which is incredible. And that's taken the total this evening to $33,100 for Dress for Success. A great figure, a great number, a great amount of money that we know will do an incredible amount of work for the organisation. And congratulations to Amanda and the huge team we know are here this evening. I think we will hear from you a bit later. Congratulations. Julie has said, Diana, to all the 5 Point Foundation are such wonderful people. Thank you. And absolutely, thank you very much. Thank you. $33,100. Amanda Webb says, so blown away and so grateful. Amazing. Thank you. Amanda, I think it goes back your way. In fact, thank you for the incredible work. We are very grateful to be here. Okay, so here we go. Let's go on to our word travels. We're currently at 87,875, which I do like the look of those numbers, but let's quickly change them. And we do know, Alex, thank you very much for word travels, $50 and $50 for work start. I missed, oh, we'll do that in a minute. I'm absolutely losing the plot. this evening. So we've got Alex to kick us off there. Thank you very much. We're back to Word Travels. We're going to be raising money for them right now. Michaela Betchley says $100 for Dress for Success. The impact of their work is a joy to experience. Thank you very much. Vicky Hartley says thank you very, very much. Okay, fantastic. All right, let's go to Word Travels this evening. We know we are very excited about the work they've done. We've already raised $23,375. So this is your opportunity, if you were just sitting back and wondering, now to pledge some more money for that incredible work that they are doing, and hopefully their work extending to First Nations voices more thoroughly. If they're able to employ someone to work in that field, it should be very exciting. 87,975 in total for Word Travels. We've raised 23,375, and we are looking forward to perhaps increasing that a little bit more to ensure that they have got the money that they need to continue the work that they are doing. So it has been already a beautiful night. Kristen Lark, thank you, Kristen, for kicking off $100 pledging for Word Travels this evening. Rebecca McGrath, more First Nation voices, indeedy do, $250 from Rebecca. Thank you very, very much for that this evening. It's been wonderful to have this chance to get together. And as I always say, when we are so disparate around this country and around this world, there's nothing quite like a little virtual love these days. You can actually still really feel it. 23,725 is an awkward number. It's a great number. But if you would like to contribute a little bit more to the programs that we've seen, and as I mentioned, some of the great work that's making its way deep into the country and into the world. Julie McDonald, $100 because Word is about the only thing traveling right now. Well done, Miles. Absolutely. Thank you, Julie. I'm actually also going to pledge $100. I'm very, very excited about the work and the possibility of this work and how much impact it has to change. Trinity, Accenture, Jordan Griffiths, another $100 if Jacinta tells us her favorite album. What a really beautiful question that is. I have it almost, I could grab it for you because it's just over there. I have a vinyl version of, I'm just going to say, Van Morrison's Astral Weeks. I'm going to say it's one of my favorite albums of all time. Anyone else want to share their favorite album? We are into it. Penny Wynn, $200. Were you talking to me though? What, or the other Jacinta? Perhaps the other Jacinta needs to tell us her favorite album as well. Katrina, Accenture, $125 to make it a less awkward number. Thank you, Katrina, for your thoughtfulness. And Lois has said, that's very funny, Katrina. Thank you very much. Nadia has said $200 to Word Travels. Excited about this role and what it can achieve. Huge. And Anna Martin. Anna Martin, thank you very much. $1,000 from 5 Point Foundation. Love your work, Miles, and the team. Incredible contribution. Miles is there and saying, wow, the generosity is incredible. Indeed, it is. And it's lovely to behold while we are in a particular time in our history, really, isn't it? It's an incredibly full time. 90,150 is our total amount. And 25,550 is what we've heard as what we've raised for Word Travels. Christine has actually been very generous in saying would love to hear more poetry and stories from our First Nations youth. So we pledge from Bell Family Fund $2,000, and Miles has appropriately used his it's abbreviated OMG exclamation mark. Language nonetheless. Thank you very much for that. And Trinity has got a massive love heart there. Lauren Davies, $100 Accenture, important cause. And as Carolyn has reminded us, Miles, what you do is important and Word Travels deserves it. And LJ Locke, I love the profiling of such awesome organisations. It's incredible, isn't it? The ability that we have to peek into some of the incredible work that is being done. And as I said, in our name, people out there working hard to do the work that needs to be done. Word Travels, $27,650 is an incredible amount to have raised this afternoon. We have got to a total of $92,250. I think we're very happy, very proud to leave it there. And Miles says, thanks a bunch to Christine and Peter. $27,650 this evening raised. An incredible amount. Well done, everybody. Really, really, really good. Miles says, Mim, the difference you make in those young people's lives is huge, and she would like to donate $100. There's more money coming in. Awesome to reach First Nations youth, says Emma Harrison. That's $100. Thank you very much. And if you would like to pledge privately, you can do so. You can jump onto the Funding Network site, .com.au, donate, and you can fulfill your pledge there as well. Trinity says, thanks to all Accenture people who have donated. I confess I'm terrible at making a tally of your donations, but if you donate through the link, your email, then you'll get another 50% added to your donations. So Accenture is going to be adding a little bit more to all the Accenture donations that we have seen flooding through this evening. So Trinity, good job. It's a hard thing to do. It moves so quickly, you can barely keep up with what is happening. Total amount raised this evening, $92,450. Word Travels, congratulations, $27,850. And I think it's time now to get onto a work restart. And at the moment, we have a total of $31,400. If you would like to pledge more, we would love to receive that pledge from you right now. Amanda's very grateful and saying Accenture, you guys rock. Julie saying, wow, Accenture, fabulous people at Accenture will also be matching all of their team's donations with another 50%. So we look forward to updating you tomorrow on the final tally. We love you, Accenture. Yes, we do. This Andrew Peatling, $50 from Andrew Peatling at Accenture for Scott's inspiration and work restart. Diana says, wow, Accenture is so generous, and indeed you are. And I added a wow when you didn't put it in there. Andrea, of course, also saying so generous. So currently we're at $31,450 for work restart, but that's about to change. Thank you very much to Mim Bartlett. Proxit for the fabulous Sarah Gunn. She's donating $200. Louise Hodgson, $50 for work restart. Good job, team. Indeed. Ben Hughes. Thanks, Ben. I just got to read it, but thank you. Really appreciate it. Maria says, fantastic support. Accenture, lots and lots of joy for there. Philip has said, good job, JP. Thanks, Philip, very much. And that's $100, and still lots more love coming through for Accenture, who will definitely do a wonderful thing in adding some more to the tallies that we're seeing this evening. But they're wonderful already. $31,800 for work restart. There's still some time though. Julie Long has said, thank you very much to Desley. But Julie Long has said $100 from my daughter, Sarah Long, so inspired by Scott's story. If someone else matches this, all right, I love a match. Let's go. Bye to Mim. She's going off to have a family dinner. We really appreciated your company tonight. Would have liked to have known what you're eating, but we will wonder. I'm having tacos in a moment, but not until we get to where we need to get to this evening. Works restart is teetering at $31,900 this evening. And it does look wonderful, $92,950. Nadia has said, I'll match Julie $100, and that's a match for Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, very much. Mim has let us know it's chicken curry, but cooking is not her forte. So hopefully you are getting it delivered if that is still allowed in the area that you're living in. Julie, from one Julie to another, I will also match you. So that's another $100. And Amanda has said, ciao, Mim. Thanks for joining us, and very good. Okay, so $32,100 at Work Restart. I probably don't need to narrate your conversations with each other, but I did want to know what Mim was having for dinner, and I'm glad we all know now that it is chicken curry. Nanya has really enjoyed the evening. $32,100. Let's see if there is any more for the Work Restart. Jerome has said, yes, indeed, there is $100. And this here is a wonderful little message saying the world needs more loud shirts and such a wonderful initiative for people caught on the wrong side of the law. The Bell family, we give $2,000 for maybe a new design in demon colors. That is disturbing, and unfortunately I have to be enthusiastic about that right now. I think it's a wonderful idea, but yes, beautiful, fantastic. And thank you very much to the Bell family for that incredible donation. Tinky, is that how we say your name? Tink has said, I'll match your daughter too, Julie. So Sarah, you've got another $100 there. Trinity Accenture says, can we crack the 30,000 for Word Travels? That's a really, really good question. Anton Gaudry for Work Restart has said, go D's, another $100. Don't make me say those things, Anton. It feels very awkward coming out of me. We've got a game of footy every night now for the rest of our lives, so we really need to never worry about football again. Work Restart, $34,400 is an incredible amount. We're so close to the $100,000 that we were hoping for this evening, but you know, I am enormously grateful for how well we have done, and it has been wonderful. Carolyn's trying to make me say go D's. I really don't want to, so I'm not going to say go D's. And Anna Martin has incredibly said $2,000 from 5 Point Foundation will make match the next $2,000 donated. Incredible. Callie Douglas has said, I'll give another $100 to Word Travels if someone matches me. Indeed, Callie, so we'll go $100 over to Word Travels. We're getting a little loose, but that's okay. It's that part of the night. So I do, if I understand Anna correctly, $2,000 from 5 Point Foundation, and we'll match the next $2,000 donated. So that's pretty exciting. That should be plus we'll match. That's right. Thank you, Anna. I feel like we're actually talking to each other. Great. So if there is another $2,000, 5 Point will match it again. This is incredible. Anna Gripper has said $300 for Dress for Success. So thank you. I think Lauren is back there doing amazing little work, typing out all the things. Maureen says $100 for Word Travels. Thank you very much. Anita, you've joined us, but you've joined, it doesn't matter how late you are. Please count me in, $300 for Word Travels. Lauren, you're doing amazing. Helen says, thank you so much, 5 Point. All right, Julie, add $2,000 from the amazing 5 Point, and they will match another $2,000. Okay, is anyone out there? Have a look around under the tree. Is there a little $2,000 somewhere? Because it will take us to the place we needed to go. And there's always good to have a vision board when you begin something. And wouldn't it be good to achieve it this evening? We have done an incredible job. Trinity says, Lauren is amazing. You are amazing, Lauren. We're very close to growing our pot. I'm just going to sit here momentarily. I'll sing a theme song to a football team if you need me to. That's how dedicated we are to this process. Ben Hughes, $100 for Word Travels. Thank you, Ben. 5 Point, please clarify which org you wanted to donate the $2,000 to. Thank you very much for that, Anna, who did that just moments ago. Massively grateful, and we will be adding that in it through. Julie Long says, okay, Accenture, we'll do another $500 for Word Travels. And Anna Martin has said, let me just double check. That is for Work Restart. Sorry, Anna Martin says Work Restart. correct. Or Work Restart, which is a whole other program altogether. Work Restart. Julie, woohoo! I will match. Okay, Sulaine, I will match $2,000 for Work Restart. So that is incredible. Sue, and for everybody. Fantastic. Helen, oh my goodness, thank you so much. And we got to the amazing 101,150, which means that as a community of givers, we have raised $1 million, an incredible achievement over the past five evenings that we've had together. It's an incredible thing. It's an incredible thing that these virtual events have meant that we have been able to be together. And as Diana, you say very truly here, over $100,000 amazing from 457 people. It's an incredible achievement this evening. It's something that makes you want to cry with absolute joy. And congratulations and huge gratitude to all of you for every little moment and every amount that you have contributed to the organisations that go off and triple the work in terms of the impact in our lives. Amanda Webb, lovely to see that you are saying, I have tears. Christine, oh my goodness, TFN team and Accenture, congratulations. A huge amount of love here. I do see another amount and another great virtual event for 3 great initiatives. Well done to all involved. This is from Liam and Day. Here is $100 to TFN to continue their amazing and vital work. Thank you, Liam, very much for that this evening. And Desley saying, what a great, your dad, Julie's dad did it. Excellent. I think if we are all done, that is an incredible outcome this evening. For Dress for Success, we raised $33,500. Word Travels, $33,250. And for Work Restart, $34,400. Oh, that's your dad and double. $34,400. The donation page stays up, so you can see some information there on the side there. 3 billion organizations. I agree with you, Eleni. It's just so inspiring. Thank you so much for demonstrating the power of what we can do together. Let's bring our presenters up one at a time so we can see them once again. Dress for Success, Amanda. This is a moment where we get to jump out of a cake, although Amanda has been here. She's coming back to join us. That's right, isn't it? We are joining our beautiful presenters again. So much love. Oh, here she comes.
Oh, Jacinta, that's just blows your mind, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it's just somewhat overwhelming. But I do want to say on behalf of the Dress for Success staff, our volunteers and the board, just thanks to everyone for getting involved and being so behind all of the charities tonight. It's been great to work with Helen and Miles and love both of their projects as well. So very grateful to TFN for everything you've done, to Andrea, Lauren and the team. This is such a cool community and initiative. So thank you so much for what you do. And to you, Jacinta, just thanks for holding it all together tonight for us and making it just so joyous and beautiful.
Well, I would not be doing my job as spokesperson for everybody here if I didn't say to you, truly, it is thank you to you and the work that you do. That is so inspiring, and we are grateful to participate in such a small way.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you, Amanda. Wonderful. All right, and now we bring our wonderful poet to the screen, Miles, representing Word Travels this evening. So excited to see everybody again. We raised for Word Travels this evening $33,250, and gosh, it's exciting. And as we know, Accenture. Hi, Miles.
Hello.
How do you feel?
Amazing. It's really exciting. It comes at a perfect time. We had applied for 4-year funding from Create New South Wales, and we were one of those organizations that, and just like Writing New South Wales, didn't get that. And so now we're going, wow, okay, we actually need to come up with other forms of funding. It can't just be, grants and state government. And so we're looking at all of these fantastic donors tonight and the funding network system for crowdfunding and going, wow, this is the love. This is where our programs can thrive. And I really appreciate just all the comments and the money raised. It's absolutely perfect. So thank you. Yeah.
We say thank you to you for your work and the excitement of what will come from what's been raised this evening. Julie wanted another slam poet, but looks like sadly Miles is gone. But thank you very much for the money raised for Word Travels. And now we get to say yay to Helen from Work Restart. Helen, where we raised $34,400. Very excited to see Helen again after that wonderful presentation. Here she is.
Hi. I'm a bit emotional, really. Scott and I both had our heart on our chest when we put forward ourselves. Not everybody agrees sometimes with what we do, but the people we work with every day are just like Scott. They're amazing people that have so much capability and talent if they're just given that second chance. And everybody here today has been so fearlessly compassionate with the donations that they've provided us. You are changing lives, and it's just amazing. We can't thank you enough. Thank you for believing in us and believing that people do deserve a second chance.
And again to you, Helen, thank you for your work, and a huge thank you. Please pass on. You would have seen Scott got so much love when he spoke earlier this evening, and it was truly inspiring. So thank you again to all of the amazing presentations that we saw this evening. Now you can hop on to TFN's website to fulfill your pledge at thefundingnetwork.com.au. Look for a link in the chat box, which you just saw kind of float up the top there, or tomorrow keep your eye out for an email with a link. And when you fulfill your pledge on our website, there's an option to donate to support our work at the Funding Network as well. Any gift, large or small, will help us to continue to run events like this and support grassroots non-profits. We greatly thank you for any gift that you can make. We'll also send you a link to tonight's stream so you can share with your networks and encourage others to support through an extended campaign over the next 2 weeks. We'll be updating you on the impact of your support over the coming weeks and months. Thank you again to Accenture for your generous support. Trinity, you did a good job. And you tried to keep up with all the tallies. We appreciate so much what you do, and not only for tonight, but over the last couple of years as well. And fingers crossed, the next time we see each other, we will be doing it in person, and we'll be chinking one of these together. But until we meet again, thank you for your support, your time, your generosity, and this wonderful community that will not be held back even if a pandemic tries to do so. Please stay safe. If you're in Melbourne, get home. You've got 20 minutes before the curfew. And we hope to see you all again really soon. From TFN, good night, and thank you very much for joining us.